Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Design. I don't know where this stopped, so I'm just going to close this back up. I was just sharing that this planning is an encouragement to me. It encourages me to take the time I need. It encourages me to focus on what I've got to get done. It helps me focus on what I decided with my orthopedic surgeon, with my cardiologist. I know my gastroenterologist he's been telling me this for years. It's time, and the doctor today said it's time to take care of you now. And the doctor last week said it is time to take care of you now. You have got to stop and take care of yourself. You cannot keep going. And it was one of those things where I just thought, but you don't know what everybody expects of me. And then I realized, you know what? The only way they'll stop is by me just stopping for a while. And it's okay to stop. I've gone full speed ahead for years, caring for others, which was a blessing. Serving others, which is a blessing. But when I could barely walk in and out of that orthopedic surgeon today and I didn't have my cane with me, I was very concerned. And it's okay to go to the grocery store because you have a cart to lean on, you know what I mean? But I realized, it's okay. And I told my orthopedic surgeon today, I just said, look, I think stress just kind of affects your body, or grief or mourning or whatever you want to put on that, or all of the above. And he goes, oh yeah. You have autoimmune issues. It affects your health. It affects your heart, I'm sure. And I said, yes. He said, it affects your arthritis. He said, he said, all I can do is just tell you the pebble in the pond effect. And he said, but I think you know all that. And I was like, I know, but it is good to hear it again. And he said, it's time. It's time for you to take care of yourself. So I only share this with you, my friends, not to say it's all about me. It's not about me. It's about you. This is why I'm sharing this. I'm sharing this to say, do you take time every day to have that cup of tea in the afternoon? Like my friend Donna. I think it was Donna that said this to me. Thank you, Donna. I just love you so much, and I pray for you every day. Just like I pray for all of y'all every day. But specific encouragements are amazing. And sometimes I don't get it like the first 10 times, and then I get it on the 11th time. Talk about hard-headed. So I'm saying this to you, and you're going to hear me talk about this for quite a while. I've never really been great with the term self-care, but I did a video that'll be coming up, and it's talking about that. It's talking about where I'm at. And it was shot before today, so it's not even going to talk about the orthopedic surgeon side of it and the physical health side, as far as like physical training, physical therapy, things like that, which yes, that's all a part of this. But I just, I'm doing everything I can to avoid surgery. That's what I'm doing. That's it. I know 2 main things I can do, and, well, 3 really. And if I do those 3 things, it's a 3-step process. If I do those 3 things, my body will do much better. And up until now, and he told me today, he goes, you didn't have time to do this. He said, you never had time to do this. And if you thought you had time for this, just take it right out of your mind. And I was like, but I don't know you. And he goes, hey, look, I can take a good look at you and know what you've been doing. And when you tell me the 2 things that you did, helped your dad, helped your mom, and it's been for years, and you told me what their illnesses were, yes, that, because I had to explain that I had fallen, when I had fallen, what I had hurt, why I didn't go into the hospital. And he just said, that's it. That's it. You just got to stop now. And you know what? What good encouragement, guys. So you guys, I'm saying to you, those of you that are you're burning the candle at both ends, please stop. Smell the roses. Seriously, I've got a child that cannot stop herself from stopping at every beautiful flower and taking a picture. And I used to be the same way. So I totally get it. Go outside, take a big, deep breath of fresh air. And if it's too cold, look out the window and see how pretty white it is. And, if there's snow out there. Or thank God for the wind, even though it may be cold wind, it may not be your favorite, but, where I grew up, wind meant you could fly a kite, and that was always good, I remember my husband used to say, well, it's like hot breath. It's like a hot hairdryer blowing on you. And I used to kid him because we're down in South Texas. That's what it was. We were on the coast. It was humid, etc., etc. And I said, yes, but without that wind, you would be melting. And you know what he did? He learned to take up windsurfing. Voila. voila. And when it wasn't blowing, it was at night. When it was still, he was fishing. And you know what? All I can say is we got to learn to bloom where we're planted. We got to find the blessing in where we are at right now, my friends. So, okay, I am off my soapbox. I love you guys. As God is laying this stuff on my heart, I just want to encourage y'all. And God will have to teach me and reteach me and teach me and reteach me 100 times. And that's okay. I just pray that I can get it in my thick skull, and learn it and apply it, and just bless somebody else with such great encouragement. Because the people who sometimes we expect, who should be encouraging, who should show love and grace and mercy and all those wonderful things, forgiveness and kindness, I'm going to be honest, some of them let us down incredibly. I mean, painfully, bitterly. And God allows those things in our life, my friends, just to train us up, to learn how to love our enemies. Because sometimes when people act like that, they're our enemies. But He also gives us these incredible blessings. The sweet friend that I've now made who works at Tuesday morning, who's now leaving the state. I'm so sad, but we connected. And we're going to continue to connect, via writing and phone calls and all that kind of good stuff, emailing. I've had some of my best friends live on the other side of the country. And some of them, my very, very best friend died this summer, and I never even met her face to face. Yeah, I had known her for 13 years. I mean, best friends. We wrote each other every day. Just an amazing Titus 2 woman in the Lord to me. It took my breath away to think that I lost her the same time I lost my mom and dad. It was just really, wow. And my other best friend moved away out of state and got really busy, which happens. So guess who? It was God and I. And then it was God and all of us here in this community, and it was such a blessing. And of course my immediate family and my family that put up with so much, that did so much without thanks, without any real thank you. And there were times that some of them gave up jobs to help, literally gave up a job offer to help. And then there were some that it may have cost them a job. We don't know yet for one of them. So you look at these people around you and, okay, they're the day-to-day people. You say them day-to-day, blah, 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 But sometimes they're your greatest cheering section. Sometimes they're your harshest critics too. So, you got to take that in stride. But sometimes they're your greatest cheering section. And then God brings you some sweet friend from LuLaRoe that you meet right after my dad or my mom died. And you know what? I adore her. And my sweet daughter-in-law said, can I go? And I said, of course. Yes. I've given both my daughters clothes, and I thought I had given her something, but I may have not. I've given things to my sister and sister-in-law, and you know what? It's just a blessing. God brings these people in our lives, and it's just a blessing. So, when you fill out your planner, do what floats your boat. There are gorgeous kids out there. Do what floats your boat. If floating your boat is encouraging yourself, then do it. If that's what helps you get it done, do it. Just do it. Isn't that the Nike commercial? Just do it. I know, sometimes that's easier said than done. I do know. So, I hope you guys can see this. Let me make sure I'm in frame. I'm sorry to go on a rant. I didn't mean to rant. I hope it wasn't a rant. But I just want to share the encouragement that God is laying on my heart. And, and I got to tell you, when God's moving, Satan's trying to stop you. He doesn't want you to be successful. He doesn't. So just ask God to put His hedge of protection around you, my friends. And guess what? God can. And God will. And sometimes He allows things to happen to us to cause us to grow even deeper in our walk with Him. It's just God. It's growing me up. It's growing you up. It's growing us up to be what He desires for us to be. I would never want anybody to go through what I've gone through in the last three years, maybe 4 years. Let's say 4 years. Heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, all of that. Losing the ones you love, watching them in pain, watching them, suffer, being there along the way, whether it was for good or for bad, and then trying to clean up afterwards and give everybody dignity and understand issues. That's all I can say. And then there's a point where you realize if this person never even acknowledges that it's difficult or that they are being difficult, then you can't do anything else. You just have to kind of love them from afar, pray for them, and sometimes you have to move on because it's just so unhealthy. It's so toxic. And it's never an unforgivable moment. It's always forgivable. You always give forgiveness, because if not, it'll eat you up. But if you're like me, you give it, you take it back, you give it, you take it back, you give it, you take it back. Every time it gets difficult. But when we can learn to give it and let go, and really let go, and just trust God, then that's it. That's it. And I've thought a lot about because I'm always the worst case scenario. I've got to prepare for the worst case and pray for the best, right? And I know that comes from being a mom. Moms, we always do that, right? And being a firstborn is even worse. And you're just always, and there is something to that birth order. I'm sorry. There really is. It's always proof in the pudding. Having taught so many kids, you can always see it. And, the amazing thing is right now, I'm having to learn, and I had an incredible opportunity last night to hear a dear sweet friend teach on anxiety, as a Christian, anxiety. And, God's timing is awesome. And so I literally had to sit back and think, what am I going to do starting Monday to change that in my life? Right here. I'm going to prepare and plan to the best of my ability. So, world's longest planning video ever. Two-parter. Don't know where the first one ended. But I just wanted to share with you, do what floats your boat. Do what encourages you. Let me encourage you to do what encourages you. Realize, what are your goals? What is it that you believe, if you're a Christian, what God's leading you to do? If you're not, what is it that you believe are the goals for your life? And focus on that. Focus on that. I think of a racehorse and they have those blinders on and they are focused on that end. You know what, guys? We need to run the race well. And that's my goal. But I gotta get my knees fixed too. Okay. That was a cheesy joke. Sorry, guys. That's what happens when you go to the orthopedic surgeon today. All right, my dear, dear, sweet friends. I hope this encouraged you today. I'm sorry it was so long-winded, but it really is life-changing for me right now. And I hope and pray that it is that. That I can give up this, I need to be perfect and do everything perfectly. And I'm always amazed at, anyways, I'm just amazed in the way life works out. And so I need to focus on what is realistic for me to get done, what encourages me to get done, and quit overloading my schedule to the point where I feel like failure all the time. And that's really what was happening to me. There was so much. Everybody wanted a piece of me. Everybody needed something. Everybody, this won't take you but a minute to do. Well, add 100 of those in a day. That's a lot of minutes, and it never was a minute. So, but I'm realistically setting boundaries, I'm sure I'm going to fail and fail and fail, but that's okay, because a habit doesn't happen the first day. It happens, they say 21 days makes a habit. Okay? Yeah, sometimes that's true and sometimes it's not. So, anyways, but I pray that whatever you're working on, that you will focus on what it is you need to get done, that what you want to set up in your life, or you feel led to set up in your life, that it will become habit. So let's commit together today to keeping it simple, focusing on what we need to do, and finding joy in the journey. All right, my friends. I hope you liked this. If you did, like, subscribe, share. I know that it's really long-winded and it was more of a chat than a plan, but anyways, I appreciate y'all so much. I'm so encouraged by each of y'all, And I pray that your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. Thank you guys so, so much for stopping by. I'm going to let you go now. I'll be talking to y'all soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.